Vegans, they love animals, but one of them isn't so kind to her own human baby. Take a look.
Brandy Hawk says her sister-in-law, 33-year-old Elizabeth Hawk, had some strange views when it came to nutrition.
She was going to live on water and sunlight.
The problem is, according to state police, the woman who considered herself an extreme vegan oftentimes extended her lifestyle to her 11-month-old son. According to state police, she gave the baby only small amounts of nuts and berries. Now, for Brandy Hawk, she knew something was wrong when the child would visit her brother-in-law's home.
Like, he had a severe rash, like his motor skills. He couldn't use his hands at all.
Estranged from the child's father, Jerry Hawk, Elizabeth Hawk excused the baby's problems, saying,
They were allergies.
So I'm going to lib out on this one. I think this is a conspiracy against the vegans.
Really?
Yeah. So, look, I am nowhere near a vegan. I remember the day that my son tried bacon and liked it, and I was like, yes. Okay, that a boy. Okay, but partly because of who, today we happen to do a series, an interview on vegans in the studio with Moby and John Sally. And then John Sally sat me down, and I didn't know how militant he is on veganism, right? And I was like, oh, those are really good points. Now I feel really bad, right? So every once in a while, they'll do some fear-mongering on the vegans are killing their kids and stuff. So I was waiting to hear this story out. Like, did the kid have to go to the hospital? But he's got a rash. Kids get rashes for 1,000 different reasons.
The kid had a rash also. He was swollen around the joints. They said according to a physician, he had a failure to thrive. He was in a situation that caused a failure to thrive. He needed certain amounts of nutritional elements in his diet that he wasn't going to get from nuts and berries. According to the Journal of American Dietetic Association, breastfed vegan infants, if you are breastfed, they say you can use a soy formula till you're 4 months old or 6 months old. Breastfed vegan infants may need supplements of vitamin B12 if maternal diet is inadequate. Older infants may need zinc supplements and reliable sources of iron and vitamins D and B12. And then tofu, dried beans, and meat analogs are introduced as protein sources around 7 to 8 months. Vegan diets can be planned to be nutritionally adequate and support the growth of infants. This one just didn't seem to be that. And I think that's where it gets into it, where if you're a vegan, fine, but you need to know that if you're raising a kid, that thing you read in like the Holistic Digest doesn't really apply to a child. A child needs a certain amount of these kinds of elements to their diet so that they can grow the way that most children grow.
And she says that she's an extreme vegan, right? So,
I'd love to watch that show.
Whatever that is, right? And was trying to live off water and sunlight as if she is, in fact, a plant, right? So living by photosynthesis. So I think there might be some kind of, to the extent that this is a real story, that the facts are true, she seems to be a little bit.
No, look, the extreme in anything is a bad idea.
Sure.
Of course. And I thought vegans, like, again, this is me, that's me being a bad guy. I thought vegans were already extreme, right? Like,
they are.
Right.
They are. Vegans are extreme. She's nuts. She's, no pun intended.
Literally, right.
She is, to not feed a child. And it said, reading the article, just like you said, there are vegan ways to feed a child. One thing, I don't understand this. How can you give a child nuts at 11 months old? They can't chew nuts. They don't have the teeth yet to do it. I mean, this was child endangerment. Not saying that you have to take the kid and put him on a meat diet, but within the vegan diet, I'm sure there are vegetables that you could, puree or whatever that you feed a child, and you make sure the child has a balanced diet. And it said here, once they did that, the child became healthy once they started giving him a balanced diet. You can't have someone this extreme.
Sure.
And like you said, as an adult, if you make that choice that, okay, I'm going to live off sunlight, water, and nuts, it's like, well, then go ahead. But as a child, you have to feed it.
Right.
And,
Yeah, but there's something shady about this story, because in the beginning they say just air and water, then they get the nuts and berries.
But that was the sister making fun of her. I think that was just the sister making fun of her.
And then you got the 11-month-old eating nuts, which makes no sense, right? So maybe they mashed that up. So, but like, I don't want everybody to go on a warpath against the vegans.
I
They're
think he's
actually
just-
like,
I do.
I think he's just
personally do.
afraid of John Sally. John is a big, strong man, and I think John kind of scared you today.
Yeah.
A little. 'Cause this isn't anti-vegan. This is like child endangerment.
Right.
And every kid born after 1991 has a peanut allergy. You can't go giving kids nuts. Like, you can't.
I don't like that the Journal of the American Dietetic Association is telling vegan parents to breastfeed their kids. That's an animal product.
yeah, I actually was going to
Breast-
ask
that's
about
milk,
that.
guys.
Tough one.
It's
Yeah.
milk. So you got to give that soy formula, period, and that's it. But yeah, and then she said it was just allergies. Well, then take your kid to the hospital if it's allergies.
Right.
Like, even if it's allergies, you're
The
still
kid was
endangering
allergic
your
to
kid.
having a crazy mother. That was the allergy.
Yeah.
My mom don't feed me. I'm allergic to a mom starving me.
Young Turks membership gets you the 2-hour show every single day. Watch it any way you like. Download it, stream it. You also get no ads at all. On top of that, you get the post game. On top of that, you get really cool shows like Old School. On top of that, you are the independent media. I know what you're thinking now.
Can't wait.
TYTnetwork.com/join. Don't wait.